Hey guys, hello. How you doing? It is Angelo Bash, and now we are doing a new special. What am I going to review today? Any ideas? Check this out.
You know, there is something about that tangle of strangers, pressed together for days with nothing in common but the need to go from one place to another and never see each other again. I see evil on this train. A passenger has died.
So they got him after all. You assume he was killed?
No, not. Well, he was in perfectly good health. He had his enemies.
Indeed, he was murdered.
Good God, murder here.
God rest his soul. Someone was rummaging around my cabin in the middle of the night. No one would listen to me.
If there was a murder,
What is going on?
then there was a murderer. The murderer is with us.
And every one of you is a suspect.
And who are you?
My name is Hercule Poirot, and I am probably the greatest detective in the world.
Hello, it's Angelo Bash, and yes, that's right. I am doing a review on Murder on the Orient Express. Very hard to pronounce it. I'm not the only one. Everyone has a hard time, difficulty pronouncing that word. So it's not going to be much of a review because it already came out, but it's going to be a generalization of what the film's about. So I had the privilege of watching it last night, and honestly, it took me by surprise. If you guys haven't realized that this is not the first time they've done this type of scenario, type of murder on air before, there's been many times. But the first one, of course, is my favorite. The Clue, the 1985 version, is about shown right now. And basically, it was about six strangers who someone ends up murder, and so then they have to figure out who the murderer is. The film itself did not do really well in the box office and with critics, but the reason why this film is very important, at least the movie Clue was, not during the time period it came out, but later on, it showed a unique way of doing alternative endings, and that was unheard of during that time period, at least during the 80s. There was never, or at least any proof of alternative endings before. It was the first time when you bought the DVD that you could see there was actually three different endings to it. We are used to, I believe, the second ending, but it gave you an option to see two different endings while you're watching it. So that was a very unique way, and is actually considered a pop culture. It's very popular. So back to the Orient Express. This movie is actually thrilling throughout the whole film. The good thing of me taking film classes is that I could see a film differently now than I would have normally seen it if I was just a regular person just watching a movie in the movie theater. There's a lot of usage of symbolicisms in there, especially when Dr. Michaud. I don't want to give a lot of it because I want you guys to see it. So there's an actual quote that he says, Hercules, he says in the beginning, he says that there is no such thing as eat. There's only good and there's bad. There's no in between. And so when you see this film, it's very, very controversial in the way, not a bad way, a good way. Like, it is fantastic. I honestly, if I was you, I would recommend this to anyone to watch. You heard me. I recommend this film to be watched. This film not only had a great storyline, it had a tremendous, amazing cast, and it's not just any cast. Most of these people you'll recognize. Maybe a few of them will slip the cracks, but the ones I'm gonna mention now, you got Johnny Depp. You got the I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays the Goblin in Spider-Man. You have Judy Doll, um, Julie Dent. Oh, can't even say her last name right, and she is a phenomenal actress. She has been, every single one, and the one currently that she before this film was Victoria and Abdul, which I haven't seen yet, and I really want to see it before it goes off of theaters. Um, Penelope Cruz. There's a lot of other people in there that's very popular that you probably haven't seen, and this is actually, which I just found out, that was actually based off a book, which was very interesting because I never heard of this book before. So now I need to know what to read on my reading list. This film, the music score was okay because it was not really much. It was more about the storyline and the character development, and honestly, this is very rich character development. So I rank this a 4 out of 4 stars. You heard me, 4 out of 4 stars. It is a phenomenal film. It did a great job. It kept you on your seats. So honestly, for those people that I hate, that can guess what the um how it's gonna end or who's gonna be the murderer, it keeps you on your toes. You will be probably shocked towards the end. I'm not gonna tell you who's the murderer, but honestly, I kind of, after me deducting reasoning, and me, because I love Sherlock Holmes, I love all those detective films, and I feel like I can see what they see a little bit, especially when you're divulging yourself into filmmaking, and you see those similarities. I can honestly say that the ending scene, when he goes off, once he solves the crime, he goes off to go solve another murder in Egypt. But the usage of the where the train is going down this way and where he's going also, it's like simple, plain, like it's still cloudy. It's a foggy night, but the way that it shows you, it's symbolizing something there. And I'm not gonna tell you why because then I'll ruin what the movie for you. But watch it. Watch every detail. Make sure you pay attention to everything that's happening. And please, for God's sakes, do not go use the restroom because then you'll be completely lost. Okay? So, fight your urge to drink anything. Watch this movie for the entirety. I rank this a 4 out of 4 stars. Please watch this film. It is amazing and truly awesome. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day. This is Angelo Bass signing off.